They're doing it again. They're asking me questions that have defined answers. There can't be just one way to answer these questions. It's like the other pastors have the questions in advance. Wait a minute. That's it. It's rigged. Come on in. Oh, Mary. Oh, just the person I wanted to see.
My name is Darla.
Darla, yes. Darla, just the person I wanted to see. Hey, would you happen to know what today's question is? Got a crisp 10 here if you do. Well, they know what text I'm using, so they're trying to get tricky. Thankfully, I found a succinct answer on the internet that should silence my detractors. I just want to tell you guys how lucky you are to have a young woman like Darla on your team. I sure hope you're paying her enough.
Well, hello, everyone. Thanks for having me.
I'd just like to say that I'll be answering first today. Now go.
Okay, here's a question for you both. If God created the universe, what created God?
The Germans have a proverb which says, beer tastes like the keg. If the mother is a harlot, the daughter is not pious. I'm sorry, what was the question?
If God created the universe, what created God?
That's not the question you gave me.
That must have been the $25 question they went with.
I'm sorry, I must have misheard. Would you mind answering that first, Pastor?
Of course, I don't mind. That is a great question. And it's one people have asked ever since Adam and Eve were kicked out of the Garden of Eden. Let's open up our Bibles, go to Genesis 1, very first book, first page, but then maybe put a bookmark on John 1:1 because they both kind of say the same thing. To be God means you are not created. You are the creator. And both Genesis and John tell us how God creates. And it's not with something that already existed, but it's out of nothing. And simply by speaking, or Genesis puts it this way, God said, let there be light, and guess what? There was light. We can't really imagine how that happens. It can seem silly and even nonsensical to us because we are the created ones and can't do what God does, create out of nothing, simply by speaking. But what's even sillier is for us to think as creatures that we can be God. And that's what we would be saying if we claim to be able to answer the question. Instead, we simply confess, I believe God created me and everything else on heaven and earth.
Yes, great question. Glad we could answer it.
So nothing more to add, huh, Reverend Kruger?
Nope. No, I mean, the answer he gave is the basic understanding. I don't want to get into the weeds too much. He did a really good job simplifying it and making it easy for a layperson to understand.
Why, thank you, Reverend. I appreciate that.
Well, not really a compliment. It's just that I don't want to make you feel bad for not having a deeper understanding of it all.
Well, funny you should say that. I did my thesis on this very subject, and I'd love to talk more about it with you if you have time.
I'm sorry. I don't think we do.
Sure we do. I think people would love to hear more.
Well, I guess we should probably go back to the original Hebrew text of Genesis.